Let's talk GRAIL knives. While we each probably define the term a little bit differently and have different qualifications for it achieves GRAIL status, we each have a GRAIL list if you're a knife collector. I have a production GRAIL list and a custom GRAIL list, and the number one name on that custom GRAIL list is AriesEDC. And this is a special day as I get to review and bring to you not one, but two amazing AriesEDC custom EDC fixed blades. You're going to want to see this video, folks. Stick around. What's up, Kripple Krew? EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly. And that's right, this is a day that I have waited for so excitedly, and I am happy to finally be able to bring to you two GRAIL level knives. Now, before we talk a little bit about the term GRAIL knife, let's stab that like button, like I mean it, / subscribe. I'd love to have you here. You're not going to want to miss all the dope knife and EDC content coming your way. You're going to want to bash that bell for notifications so you don't miss anything, including all the stuff for the upcoming 1,500 YouTube subscriber giveaway. If you like what I do here, it only costs a couple of bucks a month to join Kripple Krew Inc., where you get members-only content as well as members-only giveaways. That really helps out the channel, but it's obviously completely up to you. One last thing, drop a comment below. Let me know what's on your GRAIL list. Okay, so let's talk about the term GRAIL list. So when I talk about knives that I want, I have a wish list and I have a GRAIL list. And those are definitely different. And it's not just price that determines GRAIL status for me. I have expensive knives on the wish list. And I picked up one of my first GRAIL pickups was a $125 knife. GRAILs don't necessarily need to be expensive. What separates a knife from the wish list to the GRAIL list? Cost is a factor, because that makes it, you know, the entry to get that knife a little more difficult. If it was a $25 knife that I really coveted, and there are inexpensive knives that I covet, I'm going to try to get that. So price is a factor. Availability can be a factor. You know, FOMO can play a big part on a knife making it to your GRAIL list. A knife's place in history. The first GRAIL that ever got checked off of my GRAIL list was a Christmas present from the Deadly Daughter, and that is this Demco 80-20.5 3V Tonto DLT exclusive that she picked up as a Christmas present for me a couple of years ago. The first knife that ever went on my GRAIL list was the Luft Concepts Avant. And at the time, this was like $250, $225. Now they're up to like $350 for the Micarta. But when I first saw this, the lines just really spoke to me. I saw a review of this, and I understood what GRAIL level knife meant. And $225 or $250, whatever it was at the time, seemed so out of reach. And now there are GRAILs on the list that are much more expensive. But separate from my production knife list is my custom knife list. And thanks to AriesEDC passing a couple of his knives around, I finally get to show you the top maker on my custom EDC list, or custom EDC, custom GRAIL list. And we're going to start off with the AriesEDC Bloomcliff. First, I'm just going to let you get a good look at this beautiful knife. So what you're looking at is a 5 3/8 inch overall length knife with full tang 80 CRV2 steel and a 2 3/8 inch blade. It's a 3-finger EDC fixed blade, a nice small fixed blade that also has a custom sheath, and Aries does awesome custom beads with the same materials that are on his scales. These particular scales are a gorgeous Jute Micarta. Let's get that to focus. With Red G10 liners and just a perfect 3-finger grip. That lanyard and bead allow for a 4-finger grip, or not 4-finger grip, but allow for more control and the feeling of a 4-finger grip. And this size and this particular blade shape make the most comfortable, like, draw cut, utility cut knife I have ever felt. This feels, once it's in my hand, like there's just a sharp extension of my own finger. I don't feel like it just melted into my hand, is what it feels like. I love the finish on that 80 CRV2 with the satin on the flats. And just look at that. Beautiful knife. I'm going to show you how sharp his edges are. Screaming sharp. So screaming sharp. And this knife is currently set up, his sheath is set up to carry as like a scout carry or an appendix carry, where this really fits well using this pull the dot strap on here, is riding appendix carry with the handle right in front of your belt buckle, allowing for a perfect draw, and then this knife just feels ready to go and use. With that grip, it is very comfortable for a saber grip. I could definitely put some strength and control into extended cuts with this. I already told you the draw cut, utility, pinch cut, pinch grip, whatever you want to call it, is perfect. The contoured edges on this Jute Micarta all the way around just make any way that you grip this feel right. I mean, you could turn it around. It's a smaller knife, but as an EDC knife, you could turn it around and cut some straps. You know, it's a little smaller than what I prefer for a beef jerky Avenger or Defender, but I am actually locked in right here, especially using that lanyard. And with this in front of my belt buckle, I could definitely pull this out and be ready to use it in a beef jerky defense scenario. Micarta gets stickier as it gets wet, meaning it would get grippier were there any beef jerky juice. So, not that that's what this is for, but that would absolutely work. What this is for is just to be a perfect EDC blade. The blade shape with the low tip allows you to stay in cuts longer and allows you to get that tip down and get into more precise and detailed cuts. And this is just something that you would absolutely want to have on you every day. And this would be the number one knife that I reached for most of my cuts if I had it. That 80 CRV2 is going to be very tough. That's going to hold an edge decently well, but you'll be able to sharpen it right up at home. This is definitely a GRAIL level knife to me. This is handmade by somebody whose friendship I am glad to have, and whose quality I have coveted for a while. My first AriesEDC in my favorite design of his will be here soon. Stay tuned for that, folks. This one, once it's made the pass around rounds, will be making its way to KC at Knives Fast. The Bloom is one of Aries' main designs, and he carries a Bloom daily. He's made several Blooms, but he was asked to make a modified Wharncliffe version of the Bloom rather than the original drop point shape. And I love this for an EDC shape. And Aries, this feels, I know I'm running out of adjectives to use, but it feels so good in my hand. I love this knife, but we're going to move on to the next one so we don't take all day with this video. This next one is pretty special. When this one is done making the pass arounds, it's going all the way to South Africa to Gareth HB. And what we are going to look at next is the Cardinal XL. This stunning knife, also in ADCRV2, is 6 5/8 inch overall with a 3-inch blade and Camo Carbon Galactic Green Space Weave carbon fiber, black carbon fiber with chips of green in it, with green glow liners and pins, as well as the same materials in the bead. Pardon me. My apologies, a delivery showed up, and as you heard, the dogs had to warn me about it. Okay, so as I was saying, I believe I was on the materials, the Galactic Green carbon fiber with the beautiful shred look. You know, it's shred carbon fiber and then the awesome green in it. Trying to get that to show up. There we go. I will be posting pictures of this with the glow activated because it glows so well in the dark. And I'm sure the thumbnail of this video will be of this knife glowing. But this one is designed to give you a 4-finger grip. And, you know, a full 3-inch blade, you know, definitely a little bit bigger. And this is that, for me, this is a full-size knife for an EDC fixed blade. I don't need anything bigger than this. A 4-finger grip, and this is, with the contouring, and it's, you know, fully contoured, and then the swells. It is designed, it feels like my hand's the same size as Aries, because it just fits perfectly. And again, even though this is a drop point, we've got a decently low tip, pretty easy to get down to. We've got more belly on this, so I mean, if you're doing anything skinning or scraping like that, you're gonna have a better, you know, a little more belly for that. We're looking at a full acid etched finish, which looks awesome. See if I can get his maker's mark to show up on camera. I hope that's showing up right there. This one is perfect for a beef jerky defender. Avenger or defender grip. Better for an Avenger because the way this curves, my thumb goes right with it, and I'm going to be locked because of that lanyard. And I'm got this guard to keep me off the blade, and I feel like this would absolutely be more than competent in a beef jerky defense scenario. And now the reason you want a fixed blade, one, it's faster to deploy. There's no messing with deployment methods. All you need to do, and Gareth HB was kind enough to allow me to carry this for a day, and I had this on my belt with this right in front of my belt buckle, and it's so easy to draw and be ready to use. You don't have a pivot, so there's no weak point. It's a full length piece of steel. There's no weak point. There's nothing mechanical in this to fail on you. So there's no lock system that can give out. There's no blade. There's no pivot where it can snap. You've just got one strong piece of steel. So it's definitely more dependable in a beef jerky defense scenario. Now again, it's made for EDC, and it's going to work great for all of your daily tasks because it is so comfortable to use. But if you ever find yourself where you need to defend your beef jerky, this is a knife that I would love to have on me right in front of my belt buckle. I would feel safe and ready to go. Again, that's not what it's for, but could happen. Again, Aries, phenomenal edge. Whoop. And I know people that own multiple Aries blades, and I know that his heat treats are done fantastically well and his edges hold. The ADC RV2 and his non-stainless steels are heat treated in-house. The stainless steels are heat treated by somebody else, which is why they are a little bit more expensive if you are ordering a knife from AriesEDC. I will be linking his YouTube and his Instagram accounts, and there's a playlist on his YouTube and Instagram. There's a playlist on his YouTube that talks about how you get an AriesEDC, because you've got to try to get on his books, which only open so often, and it's a first come first served basis. Or like later on this month, there will be a drop of 6 knives. They will be the same design with 6 different colors of Jute Micarta handle. And those, when they go on his Etsy store, are first come first serve. You've got to watch his YouTube and his Instagram, because you'll find out when stuff is going live. Plus, you get to see his process on how he makes his knives. He's very transparent, and he does a lot of lives while making knives, and he has so many videos showing everything from start to finish. So I would follow AriesEDC anyway if you're not already following him. But Gareth is absolutely going to be getting a GRAIL knife in this Cardinal XL. I can't describe to you how well a custom knife can mold to your hand until you felt one. A production knife has to try to be comfortable for a wide range of people, because they're going to produce a bunch of them and sell them everywhere. Custom knives just have a one-off knife made with time and love and effort, and not by a machine, just have a different feel. I have one other custom knife in my GRAIL collection, and it also just fills my hand and fits right. But these actually feel better in hand a little bit than my other custom. I honestly couldn't tell you which one of these I like better. I love having a 4-finger grip for control, for especially in the rare, maybe never in a lifetime, once in a lifetime need in a beef jerky defense scenario, but also as an everyday knife. I would go to this blade constantly. My folders would feel abused if this was on my belt. And then, of course, the Kydex sheaths will also work great. This one is a carbon fiber sheath, but you can throw an ulti clip on these and use them as a pocket dropper also. So his custom sheets come with a pull the dot loop or pull the dot strap to put on your belt, and these are nice because you don't have to take your belt off to put these on. But you could take that off and put an ulti clip on there and carry it in your pocket so easily. I'd like to know what you guys think about the AriesEDC Bloomcliff and the AriesEDC Cardinal XL. Which one of these is your favorite? Do you own any custom knives? And again, what's on your grail list? I'm really interested to know. Pretty soon, my #1 overall period grail knife will be here, and I can't tell you how much that excites me. But then I'm gonna have to find a new top grail. That's worth it though. I can't. Oh, just holding these is making me even more excited for the one that's coming. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I am in love. I will see y'all on Saturdays live, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget we're getting close to 1,500 with a big giveaway. Have a killer day. Stay safe, stay frosty, but most importantly, stay deadly.